Good evening, good afternoon, and I guess it's even good night for some of you people. Hello, Igor. Hello, wherever you are. Can you see and hear as well? Please provide some feedback about this. Write back to us in chat whether you can hear and see as well. Yeah, fire signs would do just well. I even see some people are writing 50 instead of the maximum of 10. They can splurge 50, they're saying. Yeah, they're quite generous about that. Very good. Thank you. Even hundreds. Good. It took us a couple of weeks to organize another AMA session, and we have many things to share with you today and to answer some of your questions. Should you have any questions, you'll be able to print them in the chat and we'll take them and tell you what has happened over the past 2 weeks, because for us 2 weeks was quite a distance, quite a period, because a lot of things are done from different angles. So maybe we'll start with that, Alexey, right? Yes. Let us first start to share what has happened over the past 2 weeks. Virtual nodes. We are preparing new functionality to connect the storage system to the nodes. This functionality is being tested. Being tested, it means that it's going to happen very, very soon. Next, about virtual nodes, we have changed the deadline for promo codes that was given to them after July 31st. These promo codes can be activated within 1 year. The list of promo codes, now whatever you call them, can be found on the DexNet.1 web page. Validation DEX nodes. We are working on the connection of validators to the blockchain. The ones who have been connected can see on DexNet.1 a purple marker. If the marker is highlighted in purple, it means that your DEX node has been connected as part of validation nodes, DexPN. Generally speaking, we can say that everything works already. Promo codes for DEX store and by buying DEX nodes work very well. People enjoy more or less stable connection. There are some individual cases in Russia where they experience some difficulties. It largely depends on the internet providers, but we are still working on it. So don't worry, we are working on this. About DEX Mobile, we keep working on the updates. More recently, we have updated the purchase eSIMs. Now we're working on the purchase orders and the ability to use fiat money, because now we are limited to cryptocurrency, but there is a high demand to make payments with fiat money. Now about crypto cards. Some of the users have received their balances back. For other users, we have reissued the cards. Some of them. Parallel to that, we have been working on blockchain as well. Alexey touched upon validators. Indeed, very soon we're going to start another testing stage for testnet, and in that phase we'll try to connect our validation nodes to test all the consensus and algorithms. So it's work in progress, and we have been working on blockchain on the side that very soon we're going to launch a big grant program, a large one, where program developers will be, I don't know, like bees flying towards our honeypot of blockchain, because this will be a real magnet for them. And this way will raise the attention of the whole market, because it's going to be a big grant for all program developers, and it's a totally different level, because people start paying attention and we'll have a steady flow of new good projects deployed in our blockchain, where they will be able to start something. It's super cool, and this is exactly what we've been needing, because we already have full documentation prepared where they can do stuff, launch some smart contracts. This work is being done already. Parallel to that, we are actively working on the packaging. We have received very good feedback from tier 3, 4, tier 2 foundations and exchanges. What we have received from them, we have saturated it, and now we are trying to package it together to make sure that when we make the announcement that we are prepared, when they look at us, everybody would say that, okay, sure and clear, understandable what kind of blockchain it is and where it is moving, why in the first place. This is a lot of necessary work, and very good team is building that, and we're making very good progress. We have launched AMA sessions, which are done on the weekly basis X space. It used to be in Twitter before, and the AMA sessions invite very interesting people. It will be done in different languages, on different topics, and our theme on Web 4.0, the whole ecosystem will be discussed there. We're preparing a new launchpad, not sale, that is very close now. All the influencers are kept hot for that, and we are planning to launch that node sale very soon, when many people in the world will learn about the nodes, about such a blockchain, and about the launch of such a big node sale. So everything is being done in preparation for the listing. We are in contact with very serious exchanges. I mentioned it before, and we have received pre-approval already, like preliminary confirmation for the exchange. I'm not going to name names now, but I can assure you that these are very serious exchanges, and everybody has heard them before. So we are preparing for that, and you already can see how social media are developing quickly, both the Twitter and Telegram. People get interested and learn about this. And now we're finalizing. We have very little to do left. The podcast studio is being started, and we're going to launch all the guys who are with us, who want to be ambassadors, who want to be somebody in our blockchain. They are welcome to come in. We'll record podcasts with them, and it will be broadcast all over the world. We have very serious communities connecting to us from Korea, from Latin America. Today, a person came in who I know personally very well from crypto world. He was really inspired. He wants to connect whole Latin America with node sale. So we are actively working in this direction. So I'm not going to reveal all the details because there are many things I cannot reveal just yet. We need to finalize it first, but soon, as soon as we have all the documents signed and initialed, we'll reveal the news to you. You will read about it in many famous media, crypto media, about us, about our blockchain, and we're preparing it at a very large format. Just a few words to add for the blockchain. We have a lot of background work done in summer, in spite of the fact that it was summer vacation period. People were more relaxed than usual, but we could afford ourselves to be totally relaxed. We tried to relax, but we failed miserably. And now September has started, a new financial year in the whole financial world. And ever since September, we're going to start, make you happy with different pieces of news about what has happened over the past few months of summer. Now I suggest we do the following. There's a suggestion to do it maximum within 1 hour today, because our interpreter is going to be available only for 1 hour. So then we'll have to let him go. So I suggest we do it everything within 1 hour, so that our English speakers won't have to watch a recording later on. That's first note. Secondly, as you might know, we have launched already, we actually originally launched it about 1 month ago, a new promo to buy DEX nodes for DexNet tokens, which had an effect on the appreciation of DEX token, but not as much as we had expected, because by watching the statistics, we see that 80% of the amount is happening outside of the exchange, some out of exchange transactions that have no effect on the pricing of the token. And anyway, there was some effect on the exchange pricing, but 80% is done out of the exchange, which doesn't affect the exchange rate of the token. We start to do the internal investigation. We talk to people why they do it beyond the exchange, why I decided to do it not within the exchange. And we realized what we were missing, where there is a rub or a problem which adds additional things, but 8 out of 10 actions happen beyond the exchange. What we have decided to do about this, we have decided that we are going to open an opportunity to buy DEX notes, not only for DexNet tokens with 20% discount, but for USDT as well. Attention, also it will give you 20% discount, but only within the deadline of the promo where virtual notes will be available for sale for DexNet tokens. As you remember, that promo was announced for 90 days. Half of that period is over now. Anyway, about 2 months are left still. So within this 2 months for this promo, you will have a choice to buy it either for USDT or DexNet tokens. In both ways, you will enjoy 20% discount. We are starting this promo now to pump up the sales of DEX notes, although it is already at the record high. In August alone, we sold more virtual notes than we have ever sold physical notes in one calendar month in all the 2.5 years of our existence. It's super cool, actually, when people start to realize that this product is mass market product, virtual notes, especially for $250. I think a lot of people can really afford it, whatever country you live in, and you don't need to be in a place already where you have good internet or electricity in any point in the world. We have great communication like with Nigeria, African countries, India. People from those countries start to look at it with great attention because now in 5 minutes you're connected and you realize how it can help you, how it can benefit you. It's super cool. Another thing to add is that this promo with when we sell it for USDT with 20% discount, we do it in honor of transition to the last phase of blockchain. Additionally, we are preparing blockchain for mainnet, and it's going to be that period. And it's going to be a small bonus from our side for distributors companies who will be able to use this discount while the promo lasts, the 90 days promo. And then it's going to return back to the original retail price. So this is a great chance now to scale up this sales for your business. Now, very briefly, I will summarize the promo for 20% off promo for virtual nodes is available both for DexNet tokens and USDT, but only for virtual nodes. For your understanding, 20% discount does not cover physical nodes, and it's going to last until the end of the promo time. And after that, we switch it off, deactivate it, and it will return back to normal. So please be prepared to work with that more actively and use this opportunity and invite as much of your community as possible because such tasted bits are not going to be distributed anytime soon because virtual nodes are being bought up very actively and they're being bought by both our distributors companies community and crypto community as well. And it really took off. Now, guys, I suggest we start answering your questions. So if you have any questions, you can write them down in the chat. We're going to write all of them. I cannot promise that we'll answer all of them, but we're going to read them all for sure. Just don't forget that we have 42 minutes until the end of this call, okay? Okay, I will start with the chat now. Okay, welcome words. Very good. First question is, can you organize the delivery of purchases from Dex Store to Dubai office? If we're talking about physical goods or merch, which need to be delivered by the territory of United Arab Emirates, we can do it. We try to deliver to the best of our ability. Sometimes we are working on the side of our clients and not on the side of company, as far as your interests are concerned. When can we start using DNC without the wallet that we saved up from Tornado? I It rest in peace, that great game. Those of you who still remember it, it's people are talking about Hurricane Tap. It's not Tornado. So if you still keep your DNCs in Hurricane app and you haven't withdrawn them to crypto wallet, there is no way to use it anyway. If you have transferred DNC tokens to your wallet, then you can replace them to DexNet tokens or the merchandise available in our Dex store, if I understood your question correctly, of course. Liber is writing, hello, Alexey. Can you please repeat how I can know whether my validation node has been activated or not? Bagheera just answered your question. The inscription blockchain should be highlighted in purple, which will denote that your node has been activated as validation node already. If it's not purple, then it's not activated. Will there be more validation keys readily available? Maria, I cannot answer for sure because now we are connecting validation nodes, and we have connected a bit less than 300, almost 300 validation nodes have been connected, and we're going to connect more. As soon as we reach the number 500, we have a bit more than 500, 517 or 520, if I'm not mistaken. As soon as we connect all of them, will take about a week or two as a test, and then we'll decide about validation keys. It's more likely, Maria, that we're not going to sell more. Or if we do sell them, then we're not going to sell another 500 and at different conditions. But let's revisit this question when we have all the data on our hands. This is just my random thinking, trying to answer your question. In continuation of activation of validation key, in my back office, it says the validator has been activated. The last one is highlighted by blue. Liber, I don't understand your question, but I guess that your validation node has been activated, and you get the information about this. Lucia is writing, I bought 3,000 at xt.com. Yeah, now is good time to buy it, but the price is going up again. The price you could see there 3 months ago is never going to be a reality again. Hello, Alexey and Igor. I wish you incessant energy and hard work to all of you. Thank you. Can you tell us, please, which exchange you're going to list X1 on? Yes, we'll notify everybody in due time. Yes, we'll provide all the instructions before we make the official announcement. And when we issue the official announcement, of course, we'll share the instructions, what exchange it will be and how you can register there. Yes, we'll prepare everything, but you need to understand that with X1 EcoChain, exchanges have a bit more work than if we were listing token on the existing blockchain, because the exchanges need to first integrate the blockchain into our system, and then they need to integrate our coin. Upon the pre-agreement with exchanges, when we realize what will be the date of the listing, when we understand that the exchange is ready for that date, because there are cases for you to understand it is a living organism. Sometimes there can be some internal deadlines which are pre-announced, and then coming to that pre-announced deadline, we realize that we cannot make it. And the same situation can happen with exchanges, and everywhere it can happen. That's why when my team mentions some deadline, I multiply it by 2, keep it in my head, and still we don't make it. And the same is happening with exchanges as well. Trust me. Now, if program developers are sitting here You shouldn't tell them that you're multiplying by 2. Well, I've been working with them for many years already. Okay, forget what Alexey just told you. Okay, let's move on. We need the man in black device, right, to erase their memory. Well, all the joking aside, this is how it is. And I guess it's going to be announced a few days before the listing. A few days before the listing, we'll understand whether the exchange can do it or not. So all the instructions will be duly issued. We'll announce it and will allow you to give you enough time to get registered on exchanges. Anyway, if you're already registered with tier 1 exchanges, you might be registered there as well. If you're not, then you'll be able to register there and use the partnership program offered by the exchange and register your team as well. Jean Blatt is writing, we sold 52 nodes in August alone. Thank you, Jean Blatt. Thank you. See, some people are real working hard. Igor is writing how the promo to buy USDT, to buy nodes for USDT at 20% discount can affect the token price. It cannot affect the token price. We still saw that 80% of all the transactions with the token were beyond the exchange, and it didn't affect the pricing of the token on the exchange. But our main task was not to increase the value of the token, but to remove unnecessary actions when sometimes our clients agree with a buyer in such a way when it looks like, okay, allow me to buy it for you in tokens and you will transfer this money to me in USDT. That's like double story. The partner, when they get bonuses in tokens, they go and sell part of it on exchange because they need money today. So we decided to simplify this life for most of the people and do it for USDT as well, which will speed up the process because there are many people who don't know how it works. They need to open up accounts at xt.com, and this can go on forever. That purchase process can really be optimized by introducing our co-promo for 20% discount with USDT. And people are not doing it to, bend the system, but to help people because people have USDT. Now they need to go and register an account in xt.com, verify their account, buy tokens for USDTs. People encounter too many difficulties. We decided to optimize their life for them. Andre is writing, next question. Hello. When will I be able to change the password to my back office in DexNet.1? It's a burning question, Andre. Let me tell you this one. I will not give you the date. It is one of our task tracks, but the priority sometimes changes for it because sometimes we have higher priority issues. But I promise you, Andre, that we're going to reach it soon and enable it. It's quite a simple task. We just need to have more hands available to do that. Marianne is writing. What is the real price of the whole virtual nodes? There are a number of price points starting from $200, ending with $1,500. Not dollars, but USDTs or tokens at USDT exchange rate, because USDT is not really a dollar because we're not selling it for dollars. And the pricing can be seen with the distributors companies, which familiarized you about the company. Yuri is asking next question. How can I understand that crypto community took up virtual nodes as outside of distributors companies? Does it mean that there are other retail channels? Should I remove Huracan bot? I will start answering the last question. Yes, you can delete Huracan bot. How can we see what crypto community does? Now, I know whether we should tell them about Launchpad now. I think we mentioned it many times already that we're preparing Launchpad from blockchain, from the side of blockchain. Why? Because crypto community is going to enter for blockchain. We will launch a global story when node sale will be promoted by blockchain because the node and blockchain are two interconnected things. We'll launch a big node sale. Once nodes will be sold by X1 EcoChain, and here crypto community is going to take it on. So it's like the same crypto community who says that we want to sell uh, Solana nodes, for instance, or are they blockchains nodes, and they take this interesting story and sell it to the whole community. The same story here when the community just takes the blockchain nodes and sell it to the members of their community. And X1 EcoChain is going to introduce Launchpad on X1 EcoChain, and our community will be distributing products there. But the conditions are not going to be as interesting as before, sure enough. Thank you, Igor. Maria is writing there in my wallet. Then, no problem. Nothing is going to be deleted or erased. You can exchange them at marketplace for DexNet tokens or merchandise. You can approach the person who recommended you using our technology, and they can help you how to do that. Give us more hot news. Victor is writing. We have plenty of hot news, but we discussed it with Igor and decided that we'll do it as soon as we have something solid to share. Sometimes these processes work to our advantage because people understand the sheer scope of where we're moving, but it also can be to our disadvantage when people are waiting for the announced deadline without working with what they have. And the next big problem that I'm facing, I get questions when all the time. And I hate this question because I cannot answer it. That's an additional psychological pressure on the whole team when you get asked when. There were a lot of questions like this. Well, there was like a borderline question when we could prepare everybody and say that, okay, answer this like this, but then there will be questions, why then? Or if we do it the way we decided to do, when we have something actual and tangible to announce, then we can freely announce because when we have already tested it and touched it, we can announce it. Just when we mention the word when, team is writing, hello, Alexey. When are you going to be in Dubai, Alexey? When are you going to launch virtual node through S3? I bought a month ago and I couldn't connect it. I will explain why you couldn't connect it because we haven't issued to the production the S3 storage functionality. In the beginning, I mentioned that S3 is being tested. That is why you need a few more weeks and then you'll be able to use them as well. This is to answer your question when we're going to launch virtual nodes through S3. When are you going to be in Dubai, Alexey? So far, I cannot give you an answer to that because I keep moving around. I keep traveling. As soon as I am there, I will write back to you from my personal channel. There is no need so far for me to be back in Dubai. So far, Igor is our official face in Dubai, but Alexey can pop up here anytime. That's what I can tell you. Yes, follow my news channel. I will write, of course, about this, announcing that I'm back in Dubai office. But guys, please take it with a grain of salt that I don't have that much time left. I mean, available time in my life. Whenever there is a need for my personal presence and meeting, I can go there, of course. But if it is about taking photos or taking insights, of course, I can talk to people who want to hear from me. I do it via Zoom webinar like now. Mikhail is writing, I've activated the validation. You say that you have activated validation. Please tell more about this. Yes, validation functionality has been activated. That's it. End of story. I know how to answer it. Let me read the whole question. Maybe I'll understand the context. The validators already get their revenues. So do they get their revenues in X1? Do they get their rewards in X1? Because I entered DexNet back office through Nubica Scan. Please tell me how I can read the statistics. How can I follow my X1 balance? Yes, rewards are paid in credited in X1, but now we are in testnet. Yes, we have started the second stage today. We have entered this final stage of testnet for X1, but so far we are not rewarding or crediting X1 tokens because there might be some faults or reboots because we're still in testnet. Let's wait a bit more for that when we connect all the validation nodes, because when we start accrediting X1s to validation nodes, some of them are connected. I mentioned about 300 nodes have been connected and some are still not connected. And those validation nodes that have not been connected, they will write to tech support. And then we understand who is a validator. Why should we know that? Because it's uh, it's in our decentralization interests. Let's do it. Uh, let's start crediting when all the 500 validation nodes are connected. Yes, tasty news are revealed even after that. Okay. And if I bought tokens for DNC, can I see them in my back office? No, tokens don't go to your back office. They go to your wallet that you mention in the marketplace and during the exchange. In fact, the purchase of tokens in DexNet marketplace is happening just like when you're buying a merch. It's not an exchange on flight on the site. It's adding DexNet tokens to your shopping crate, shopping basket. That's the client's pathway. It's a temporary story. You can use it and exchange your DNCs for tokens. For you understand, DNC token is not what you need to hold because nothing is going to happen with that. It's not going to be listed anywhere. It's not going to have any price attached to it aside from the price you see in marketplace. So if you have enough of DNCs that you have tapped, replace or exchange them for something that you would need. When DexSafe wallet is going to be connected to X1 EcoChain, we're still working on this, Yuri. We need a bit more time. Rima is writing, hello, Alexey and Igor. Please explain about X1 claim. I bought them at seed round through MetaMask. Today I heard that claim is going to be done through DexSafe. How is it going to happen? Maybe you can take this question, Igor. Yes, you import in MetaMask the wallet that you have created. You can also import it to DexSafe, and through DexSafe you can claim it through DexSafe, because all the pathways will lead you to entering DexSafe and claim it from there. Because we have our own wallet, why would we send our users to other wallets when they can use their own DexSafe wallet and do the claim there? But the claim process will be described later. It will happen before the listing moment. You'll be able to go through that and arrange the claim through the web page. There will be a separate page where you can start your claim, or second option, you can enter through the wallet and do that claim in the wallet. But there you will have to do certain things to make it happen. There will be an instruction and tutorial issued. So I see no problem. If you bought it through MetaMask, you can import it X1 to DexSafe wallet and do everything in DexSafe. Also, I can add here that we are preparing a browser expansion for DexSafe, just like in MetaMask. You'll be able to both claim and work with that much easier after that. Thank you, Igor, for your answer, and thank you, Rima, for your question. Andre is writing the next question. The podcast studio is beyond our imagination. Yes, the whole credit goes to Igor. Igor knows how to make beautiful things. To be honest, I've never been live to that studio yet. You'll be the first at our podcast. So be prepared for the flight to Dubai very soon. Yeah, that's the answer to your question. When I'll be in Dubai, you'll be here at the opening ceremony of the podcast. Thank you. Marian, physical node costs $1,550 plus 100, and the delivery and Is it possible to get it in Ukraine? I don't understand your question. Yes, you can order it in Ukraine as well. You can order it and dealers will get in touch with you and mail it to you by regular mail. I don't have validation key. iPhone Yerjan just wrote the question to me. Maybe he means validation key. I know what to do about your question. I know how to comment it. I will skip it, okay? Mikhail, I have a few requests for DexNet support. To mention one, bot responds to me not to delete the previous messages, and there should be a possibility to copy text in communication. As for the last request, I'm not sure whether you can copy the text in. Maybe there is already a possibility to copy the text in communication. As far as other comments are concerned, it's all taken on board. I will ask moderators to have a screenshot of that. Alexander is writing next question. Hello. If I bought virtual notes for 250, they will be updated also for the discount. Will they be updated? Upgraded. He means not updated, but upgraded with the also with a discount. Well, I don't fully understand what kind of discount you're talking about here. If you're talking about 20% discount, and if you will upgrade them within the promo deadline, yes, there will be a discount applied. Valery, guys, you're great. Thank you for the great opportunity to participate in the blockchain testing. I'm looking forward to its release on the market, but I have a question. I don't understand why for blockchain testing you use MetaMask and not DexSafe, because DexSafe is the company's wallet, whereas MetaMask is having a lot of glitches on my side. Thank you for your question, Valery. It's also very relevant for us. Here I can say it is related to the speed of development and integration. You need to understand the company offers many services and many development departments. We don't have a single department doing all the work here. Some departments are moving a bit quicker, others a bit slower. That's why when we prepared DexNet for testnet, there was two options to wait for Chrome extension, that is a browser expansion that would allow us to be connected like MetaMask, or instead provide people the opportunity to use what the market has to offer, but launch the DEX chain under X and understand that the company will be working on Chrome extension and add it to DexSafe. So the two separate departments were working on this. I can tell you it was not an easy choice for us, because to give MetaMask for our community would be not an advisable step, but we chose from two evils and we chose that evil. Most importantly, you can import it from MetaMask to DexSafe and continue working there. There is nothing terrible about that. Thank you. Natalia, can I use internal funds of USDT and buy virtual node with a discount? I don't understand internal funds of USDT if you're talking about your numbers of personal achievements in distributors companies. It is blockchain transaction. It's happening on chain, not just by moving numbers from your back office to somewhere else. It's a blockchain transaction. You can find out with the distributors company if there is a function to use the USDTs from your back office. Maybe it is possible. Thank you, Igor. Yes, it's better to ask people from distributors company. So on your balance in back office is the question whether you can use the funds in your back office in the distributors company. Magdi is writing the next question. What capitalization do you expect during the listing? 100 million. It's at the 10-cent listing price. Yes. Anton, I have a burning question because my validation inscription is purple. It works. Is it possible to start the listing this month? Everything is possible, but let's be more realistic. And I would say that it would be great if we transfer to mainnet this month. But anyway, we have such plans. But there might be some unexpected delays. But we do everything I can add from my side because there was a question like this in our office. Everything depends at this moment. We are entering such a phase when a lot will depend on the exchange that will be listing our coin because there are exchanges who have their own due diligence processes. And we have entered this due diligence process with different exchanges. They're checking us, they're checking community, checking everything to make sure that we are properly packaged for the exchanges so that they could start looking at us more seriously. That is why as soon as we get a contract and a paper signed from the exchange, then the ball will be in their field. And then we'll be more dependent on the exchanges. But most importantly, when we learn about this and when we sign the contract, we'll be able to talk about it freely. You'll know about this, but there will be some period that the exchange will take to integrate it and launch it. Thank you, Igor. Mikhail is writing the next question. Can you please solve the problem of connecting the wallet? Tech support cannot provide answers that can help. It's very inconvenient to know that on my account I have some funds, but which I cannot use without doing too much action. I can joke that sometimes doing many actions can be very useful for you. But Mikhail, please understand that there is such thing, and in DexSafe we are having some parallel work stream done. The DexSafe that we have, we are not updating it. Instead, we are writing the second version of DexSafe, which is going to be fully updated by one fell swoop. That is why you're really cornering tech support with this question, because the first line goes to the second line because it's a technical question, and the second line understands that you cannot do it easily. That's why you have to dance around it. And so my advice to you, Mikhail, is to wait a bit, and soon we're going to get it resolved. Leonid is writing next question. The holders of physical notes. You promised the holders of physical notes 20 gigabytes free of charge on the constant basis. When is it going to be implemented? I like when people are writing you promised. First of all, even now, there is a trial version which, to some reason unknown, is not really used by many people. That's why we are observing this situation and look at how people react to that. If it is important for you, we are going to integrate it, especially considering that we mentioned it before. So again, don't worry about that. It will come with time. Now, I'll be honest with you. We don't see it as a priority because we mostly targeting our cloud storage for the corporate sector, seeing how private sector has largely ignored this product. Even those people who participated in the testing are not really using it actively. And we understand that the layman doesn't really care whether it is a decentralized storage or Google disk available to all the people. I have nothing against Google, but I personally encounter a situation that Google discloses personal data to the people who by default should not have access to that. But very few people understand this. I understand that the convenience of the use of Google is higher than with our cloud, and for the storage of some photos for private sector wouldn't want a cloud. That's why we are now targeting corporate sector, as I mentioned before. As soon as we see higher activity from the private sector of economy, And then, of course, we'll focus more on them. And as far as the 20 gigabytes are concerned, you'll be able to use them, of course. We just see the activity in the cloud, and we understand that it makes no sense to spend too much energy on the private sector. Dmitry is writing now. I will add to what Leonid mentioned. Okay, forget it. Otherwise, I will disclose some cards and mention some services that we're planning to release them in October. And I shouldn't do it too early because then people will start barraging me with questions when. Yes, we'll use the cloud with the private sector, but not directly through the service, which will increase the security level through a cloud. For a regular user, it would look quite conveniently and easy, but much more secure than what our competitors have to offer. Dmitry Kuznetsov is asking next question. Hello, DexNet cabinet has an interesting situation. There is a session, its time doesn't end, and other parameters like the uploading of the central processor speed and size is lacking. There's a slash instead of numbers. Dex rate goes down. In my case, it went down to 0.16. I went to Dex support. They rebooted my node and it has normalized. Remember this. I'm very concerned that Dex rate went down and I was not responsible for that. Yes, Dmitry, you need to understand that. That's why one of the reasons why we decided to go to virtual nodes, because you might not be responsible for that, but for your information, between your DEX node and the whole other clusters, there might be a whole number of intermediaries, starting with your Wi-Fi router, internet providers, and many, many others. And it indeed might not be your fault, nor it might be our fault, because there might be some middle people who are doing something about this. At this moment in time, when the DEX node is rebooted, if it happens, try to reboot it yourself. At the moment when the node is rebooted, it finds other options to be connected to DexNet cluster by circumnavigating all these barriers that it met on its way. Yes, there is such a thing, and I understand what you're talking about. But aside from the automatic functionality of rebooting a DEX node, it's hard anything to offer. And this functionality is not always great because that's when the connection with the DexNet cluster goes down. And if we automate this function, that will be on your side, at your fault. So we'll look at different cases that different people report. We add to them, we improve them. We are pioneers in this field, and you turn out to be trailblazers along with us here. There are advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is that you have access to buy tokens and the devices at such a low price now that nobody else will enjoy. But on the other hand, you also have to stumble on many blocks along the path. And thank you for sharing this information with our tech support, which helps us understand that if some DEX node falls out of the cluster, we might not see it. But when you approach us with this information, we understand how to return back to the cluster. Tamerlan is writing same thing here. Mikhail, hello. Connection of DexSafe to DexNet 1. When are you going to do that? We had a similar question. Tech support advises connecting my wallet to MetaMask, and I don't want to do that. I understand, Mikhail. Indeed, in your case, I would have waited until the expansion for Chrome expansion will be released or use MetaMask, but very, very carefully. Please be extra careful about the use of MetaMask. Second question from Mikhail: activation of node on the DexNet 1 site for 145 USDT by DexNet token. Is it a possibility? No, it's not a possibility yet. If I bought virtual node for 250 after 90 days, will I be able to upgrade it with a discount? No, you won't be able to use the discount. After the promo of 90 days will be over, you won't be able to use the discount, at least at this moment in time. Maybe we'll think of something if we see that there is a high demand or marketing value in that. But so far, we have no such plans. Are you going to additionally credit bonus X1 coins? Maybe that's the question for you, Igor. Yes, we're going to credit additional coins if you bought it to 150 and the next one for 500, and the difference will be credited to your account for sure. And you will just need to cover this balance, and that's it. We have 6 minutes left. Let us do it within 6 minutes, not more. I have two nodes standing to each other. One is validation node, another is others. They're disconnected from each other. But validator's DEX node has a DEX rate going down, and non-validator's node has a perfect DEX rate. I wrote to the tech support, and so far I received no response from them. They're testing it. Then it will be too late to change it. I had a couple of times like this. Then DEX rate is restored. First time I had to reboot DEX nodes. There are two things, Konstantin. If this DEX node is located in Russia, then there is a possibility for that. Secondly, if DEX nodes are standing next to each other, even if they're connecting to the same Wi-Fi router, it doesn't mean that they're connecting by the same tunnel to DexNet cluster. Each DEX node, or the main idea of DEX node, is to build a trail ablaze for itself in such a way as to minimize external, how do I put it correctly? To minimize external unsanctioned blockages. Let's call it this way. Only people in the loop understand what I'm talking about. They can be standing next to each other, but each of them trails different blazes. They might use different ports and connect to internet differently and connect differently to DexNets. So there is a possibility. Yuri is writing then. Hello, what will happen to DexNet token after X1 listing? Will DexNode holders continue to get tokens in DexNet? Of course, everything will be continued with DexNet tokens, and DexNet token will be appreciated a lot after the listing of X1 because DexNet token will try to match the price of X1 coin. Look, guys, there is an important thing that our community doesn't fully understand. The integration now in our technology into our crypto community through X1 eco chain is a huge boost for DexNet token. Even now, when Igor is doing meetings with advisors, with the crypto market leaders, and they see that out of 5,000 DEX nodes, only 500 have validation nodes, there's a simple question: what do you need to use other 4,500 DEX nodes? And here Igor provides an answer, and people find it interesting. And people go to CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and start looking at this token. And that's how the story starts. Try to imagine when crypto community will be more invested into it, and there will be hundreds and thousands of people going regularly to CoinMarketCap buying this token. They will start traders will start to buy it and sell it, and X1, as soon as it is listed on the exchange, DexNet is going to match its high price as well, and because exchanges will understand that it's all for good and for real, and sometimes it will only reinforce the positions of DexNet token. This is like a locomotive for everyone. Yes, thank you. We are not that much concerned for the development of coin because that coin in itself is a mother coin of blockchain. No matter how you will look at it, we still need it. Now, when we migrate to X1 eco chain, because our community is quite large already and everybody is using their DexNet tokens by transferring there or receiving it, and those transactions will be happening on our blockchain. And for that, you need to buy X1 coin, and that coin is going to appreciate in value because transactions and volumes are growing up, and this way we push its value up. And coin as well, and token as well, is going to be appreciated because people get used to paying for their services with a token. So there is a great collaboration between the two, between the token and X1 coin. Yes, thank you, Igor. I have a suggestion. I just paged down through the questions. We have questions for another 15, 20 minutes. But unfortunately, in 2 minutes' time from now, the interpretation will be switched off. So I suggest the following. We're going to continue to work for another 15, 20 minutes with Russian speakers and English speakers. I apologize before you as soon as our MA session will be finished. We're going to post the recording of this MA session, and the remainder of 15, 20 minutes will be interpreted into English. And so please understand, because our interpreter is not going to be available. Yes, thank you, Igor. I have a suggestion to make. I just scroll down the list of questions and I see that we have plenty of questions for another 15 or 20 minutes, whereas the interpreter unfortunately won't be available in another 20 minutes. So I have a suggestion. Maybe we'll stay over with our Russian speaking community for another 15, 20 minutes. And the English speakers, I apologize before you. Please understand that after the AMA session will be over in a couple of days, we're going to post this recording in YouTube, and the remaining 15, 20 minutes will be also translated into English, and you'll be able to watch it later on. I'm sorry, but I want to go through the whole list of questions. Mikhail is writing, how can I legally buy cryptocurrency? It's better to have some confirmation papers. Mikhail, you need to understand that cryptocurrency is located in a so-called interesting, I don't know, economic limbo, where on the one hand it is not prohibited, but it's not totally legal. So you can do it fully legal only in Venezuela or in Switzerland, maybe in a couple of other countries. I don't know. You need to look it up. Those countries who officially work or can work with cryptocurrency, maybe it's just my flight of fantasy. Please consider it, but don't take it as carved in stone. You can maybe register an account for business entity in Binance, get it verified through the registration documents of the company, and maybe there you can buy it for the company's balance, and that will give you some confirmation papers. But anyway, I would advise you go to the lawyers who specialize in crypto market. Whatever I told you, don't take my word for it. This is just my flight of fantasy. But the biggest question eventually is, what do you need it for? To do what? Because you can do everything like this in other countries. You can get all sorts of confirmation papers, but in other countries they won't take them seriously because there are no rock solid regulations about cryptocurrency in the world. So eventually you need to understand what you will do with those papers. Otherwise, you can of course do it in the name of the company, in your own name. You can get recommendations from different exchanges, but then another question is what you will do later on, whether those organizations who want to see those papers will take them seriously. Okay, Oksana is writing next question. After buying the virtual node and I connected to MetaMask, will I be able to get reconnected to DexSafe? An important note, guys, we're not connecting it to MetaMask. You're connecting your wallet in BEP20 blockchain. MetaMask is just a local interface that allows you to be connected to that wallet and run assets there. In the same manner, you can be connected to that wallet through DexSafe. You will just need a secret key or a seed phrase. That is why if you have connected MetaMask to that wallet, you have a seed phrase out of 12 words or a secret key, you can get that wallet reconnected to DexSafe. Mikhail, next question. Hello, Alexey and Igor. Please tell me whether you're going to connect. If yes, when? The swap to CryptoSafe and like for instance for Tron and USDT TRC20. Are we going to reveal our cards already? Okay, I will tell you one thing, that it's a big problem with TRC, with Tron, because you might have noticed that in many wallets with Tron, it doesn't work. If it works, then it charges too big commissions. So we do have an idea what to do about this. There is a solution, but it's too early to reveal it just yet. Okay. Okay, we can tell you that in DexSafe, swap is connected directly through Dex Exchange, Pancake, and others. So whatever is happening there is all readily available. What is not available there is not available in our case also. But we see that there is a high demand for the swap in TRX, for instance, and there are ideas how to do it. But again, not to answer your question when, we will be extra careful with Igor and we'll show it to you when we are ready to announce. Okay, let's move on. It looks like it's Mikhail again. Hello. Tell me, please, what can I do if in my back office of virtual node I connected X1 wallet through Trust Wallet? And the same answer applies to you. Trust Wallet is just a suite that manages the wallet on blockchain, so it's no problem if you have a seed phrase. You are free not to copy it to DexSafe, or you're free to copy it to DexSafe. Can you tell us more what you're preparing for program developers? Maybe you will answer this question. To answer briefly, it's instruments that they can we are preparing for them to develop new programs on our blockchain. What kind of language, what kind of smart contracts, how they will work. A full description for a program developer for them to understand how to deploy a smart contract or new token on our blockchain. All these documents in details and with instructions are almost ready. And there was another question: when will I be able to deploy or list my token on your blockchain? That applies to that answer. As soon as the mainnet is done and over with, then we can start tokenization. And there are a number of projects who are prepared to deploy their tokens in our blockchain, and we're talking about huge projects where you can tokenize both real estate and some other assets. And this way, we shall start creating a whole ecosystem of projects that will be coming to us. In other words, different things will be available there. Following the instruction that we have, different languages as well. Thank you, Igor. Yuri is asking the next question. The words casa on your t-shirt, is that also a hint on something? No, casa means house in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken, but it says Casablanca, it means White House, nothing. It's just a t-shirt. Casa in Romanian is also house. Yes. Valeria is asking next question. It's not a question, just a says in the caddy store there are a lot of tasty bits. Next question: when buying virtual node we get X1 coin. Those X1 coins will be credited only when we connect the wallet, but I have only DexSafe and I couldn't connect it because it mentions other wallets there. Okay guys, let us add one important thing here. Now, right now, we're not really hasting that much for you to connect that wallet. Yes, eventually we'll have to do this because there is a notice in your back office, but if you do it a few days before the listing or a week before the listing, there's no problem there. You won't get a claim anyway. When the listing will start a week before the listing, the claim will start. So each one of you will have plenty of time, and by that time maybe DexSafe will be fully prepared. I mean, it's update to make it fully functional through browser and everything. So I guess if you use only DexSafe, you can wait a bit and you'll be able to do that. But if you want to do it sooner than that, you can do it through other wallets then, and then import them to DexSafe. Okay. Evgeny is writing the next question. When are you going to distribute the coins for NFTs board and seed round? Just before the listing. Everything will happen before the listing. Please wait. We're going to summarize it. We have summarized already actually the results of the first two rounds, and the same about NFTs. As soon as the claim will be announced, the airdrops will be arranged and that we promised to you. So we have very little time to wait for that. Thank you. Andrei, will there be a possibility to buy DEX cards in DEX store for DNCs. Yes, there will be such a possibility. Maria, next question. Hello, thank you. She's thanking for answering the previous question. I think those people who are not in the company and we're waiting for the marketplace to exchange our DNCs because the support chat and for Huracan has been shut down. Yes, Maria, you can read up many other things because Huracan was a certain experience for Igor and I that on the one hand we have attracted a broader audience here. On the other hand, that audience proved to be not our target audience. But if you came here through Huracan and continue to be interested in our company and attend our AMA sessions, I guess you see something more than just a tap game to Huracan in our company. What are the conditions and privileges for the validators of during the testing of blockchain? Wait for it, because officially it has been announced that there will be certain assignments for validators. Please follow the news on X1 EcoChain and social media, and Telegram and Twitter, and we will tell you about that validators will be able to do some additional assignments, and they will get some benefits for that and rewards. And the very last phase of testnet is going to deliver that. Please follow the news. That's it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Thank you. Let's take the next question. Until the end of the autumn, will there be a listing of X1? Before the end of autumn, it will happen for sure. I can promise you that. That's how we were planning it. Again, we're saying that this is our ultimate wish to do it, and we're moving towards this, and we're preparing ourselves for it. And all the news are related to our preparation to the listing in mainnet. On the other hand, if an exchange will tell us that they need a week, anyway, this autumn it will happen for sure. Of course, we cannot give you a 100% guarantee, but we're doing our best to make it happen within the next 1 month. It's more likely that it will happen in October. So at least this is our internal deadline. Thank you, Igor. Evgeny is asking next question. You have answered this, but in respect to you, Evgeny, I will read it out anyway. Please tell us about the conditions for the final stage of testing of blockchain. A bit later. Yes. Soon we're going to launch it and we'll make the official announcement, and you will be able to participate in that phase. That will be an interesting phase with very good privileges for those people who will participate, but it will be very brief anyway, so whoever can catch the last train, they will get some interesting, bonuses. So please follow the news. Dmitry Smolin is asking next question. Igor, Alexey. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dmitry. I come from Siberia, and I've been with you from the very beginning. I've always put my trust into DexNet. Thank you. Can you tell us live, please, that token is not just a coin, but a rocket which is going to take off and fly to the moon? Because my Ekaterina doesn't believe me, but I'm tired of repeating it again and again to her. Irina, we don't know, Catherine, but please believe Dmitry, because it's true. We've been working on this for the past 2 years. We have been creating the grounds we're building the rocket, we're fueling the rocket. So listening to the wise words of Dmitry. Yes. Ekaterina, you can also read up about the IP registration, about the company shares, and no, scratch it, how our token is represented in the financial world. You need to understand that the whole crypto industry is located in the virtual economy sector. And the virtual economy sector, in fact, is in a very gray zone. There are no regulations. There is nothing rock solid like in the real economy sector, which has shaped itself in a very solid concept. What we have done instead, we have registered all our products by intellectual property, and we have registered DexNet token as part of a company, as part of the company's intellectual property. In other words, we have transferred DexNet token from the virtual sector to a real sector of economy, which means that we have all the papers to convince the regulators about our token so that SEC would not ask us questions about the token. Our token has become a part of a real sector of economy. You may read up on that and see how it works. Should you have any further questions, you can prepare a list and send them for the next AMA session. I will take them gladly. And we had a recording of an AMA session with Dr. Sanjar. He's a famous lawyer and the owner of Sanjar Group who registered our token at that moment in time. Sanjar Group was in the top 5 global companies in the field of intellectual property registration and virtual asset registration. At the moment, Dr. Sanjar is top 1 in the world, top 1 lawyer in the world in intellectual property and virtual assets, according to the American Association, IPLA. This is an association of lawyers of United States. In other words, he's the best of the best. And people like that were doing the full legal registration and packaging for us. Now Sanjar Group acts as a legal advisor for X1 EcoChain, covering all the legal issues related to the blockchain and the company. That is why both the legal and technical ground and marketing ground has been fully prepared to, as Dmitry asked to tell Ekaterina, so that token is not just a coin, but rather a rocket which is going to take off and fly on high. And we strongly recommend, and I'm asking the team to share a link, because recently there was a podcast with Dr. Sanjar, and there, by watching that podcast, you will hear his ideas and thoughts about us, about our company, about the token, and you will learn many good things from that podcast. It lasts for about an hour and 15 minutes. We talk about very important things about token and the company, why it is so, and why we stand even higher than, I don't know, Tesla or other majors like that, because we have chosen a somewhat different vector, and it's super cool. It makes all of us very happy. Please watch that podcast. We're talking about Tesla to compare ourselves to. We're not trying to be too ambitious here, but you can watch really and listen to that podcast, because he was describing that legal model, and it's really rock solid. And if you have lawyers in your midst, you can show them that podcast. That will they can confirm that we are right. Anyway, underappreciation and overappreciation of that coin, you can also get qualified answers to this question. Okay, Dmitry, I hope I have answered your question, and I hope we were useful to you and Yekaterina. Let's move on. 222 is asking the next question. Is there going to be a chat for validators? No, there was an idea to arrange a chat, because we had to organize to deliver information to validators, but then we realized that it's not totally secure to collect all the validators in a single chat. And the question was asked by 222. By calling yourself 222, you understand importance of security, but you understand that we are not going to reveal identity of all our validators by announcing this single chat for them. Anyway, we're going to make announcements, general announcements for all people, and validators understand that what kind of news they can use for their benefit and arm themselves with this. Igor, there's a question about X1. Evgeny is writing the question, will there be a possibility to stake X1 coin like in Binance Smart Chain validators and get airdrops from the projects which will be connected to our blockchain? Thank you. Very good question. Thank you. In fact, there will be a staking opportunity, and a bit later we'll tell you what options of staking will be made available from the very beginning, from the claiming time, because one of the I'm jumping ahead of myself a bit, from the very first staking opportunities made available to you will happen at the claim moment of X1. Please remember this, and when you will be making claim, think about it, whether it would make sense to claim or send your coins into staking instead. And what you wrote here, that there will be or staking or airdrop from other projects. I'm not going to reveal all the cards just yet, but we have plans like that because we'll have Dex Exchange on our blockchain. Everything will be happening through Dex Exchange. So the answer is more likely yes than not. Thank you, Igor. Yuri is asking next question. I'm talking to tech support, but I cannot connect my wallet. Can I give you the address of DexSafe? You can transfer my X1 there. Let's do it the following way. Let's try to do it with the tech support. Maybe when the expansion for the browser will be released, it will happen, because the transition of coins is done by smart contract, and this way we'll be interfering with that, and there might be some duplication, and we can do it manually, but then smart contract will do it as well, and there might be duplication of the same amount. Yuri, I confirm the dynamics of sales has sold more DEX nodes than in a year and a half now, in the past month. Yes, Yuri. Congratulations. Yes. Very good work. Mikhail is writing that. Thank you for your answer. The question is, I'm not going to ask you when. Thank you, Mikhail. I will phrase it differently. Are you planning in September to connect all the validators and launch mainnet? Thank you for the right question. Yes, indeed, we're planning to do it in September. Whether we can really do it in September will be seen at the end of September. We'll revisit that question at the end of the month. Yes, we have such plans, Mikhail. What can postpone it from happening is the connection of a bit more than 200 validators, because there are validators who we encountered who we cannot really connect, and sometimes we get in touch with them. Sometimes we even have to reinitiate their DEX nodes, and I thank the guys who helped us do this. Thank you very much. That is why everything depends rather on how quickly we can connect 200 plus remaining unconnected DEX nodes. Well, as soon as we do this, one more week and we are entering mainnet. I don't expect any difficulties there, because almost with 300 DEX nodes, we have very stable performance like a locomotive. Next, Igor is writing next question. Hello, I have 2 validation nodes, and blockchain marker is jumping from one node to another. Is it okay? Well, it's a very good question, Igor. Then I have a request for you. Please go with this description to the tech support and my team. Please have a screenshot of this message from Igor, and please warn tech support so that Igor doesn't have to describe it again, and I will, from my side, will control it as well, because this kind of feedback is very precious at the moment. So Igor, please write to the tech support with that. We will need some further information from you to see your DEX node and why there's some transition of validation marker from one to another. Andre is writing next question. Which wallet, MetaMask or DexSafe, should be connected to DexNet.1? Try to do it with DexSafe. If because of some reason it doesn't happen and you're not prepared to wait for it, then you should use MetaMask, but it's only as a last resort. The best case is DexSafe. If it doesn't work, then wait a bit, as soon as because soon we're going to roll out the update to it. If not, then do it with MetaMask. Write down on paper your seed phrase and don't share it with anybody. Don't make any screenshots of that. Don't store it in computer, especially if you put it into favorites in Telegram. Soon we're going to publish the news. Since October, EU is obliged to release Well, they already have access to this. Officially, they will release it. So I don't ask my assistants to cut out all the secrets that I reveal here. So this is official information from October 2025. EU will be asking access to Telegram, Signal, and WhatsApp, including secret chats. So please don't use any secret phrases there. And in fact, you have to be extra careful using messengers now. Alexander is writing next question. Alexey, those tokens 1x that were bought at pre-sale, when will we see them in the wallet? It's your question. The same answer. As soon as the claim starts, you'll be able to collect them. You can claim those X1 coins as soon as the claim button will become active. Very soon we'll make all the announcements about this. You will see it. We'll have a separate AMA session about this. We'll make the announcement, so please wait for it. It is going to be announced very soon. In the same manner, you'll be able to claim your coins when there will be time for that. Thank you, Igor. Mikhail is writing next question. Important, an exclamation mark. Can you please do this way that virtual nodes can pay automatically for their rent, so that you buy it once, you put up certain amount for the rent and then forget about it? There are two important things. What kind of rent are we talking about? If you're talking about the rent of, okay, I'll mention it anyway. I don't think you're talking about this, but anyway, if you're talking about the 50 USDT paid every year, we'll think about how to do this. There is a possibility to do it automatically when you just click on the recurrent payments, and then this 50 USDT can be simply withdrawn from your balance automatically from your back office in DexNet.1 if you have such a balance. But it's too early to talk about this. Let's think about it. But if we're talking about the rent of the disk space in X3, here we cannot influence it in any way because you're renting it from a third-party supplier. And talking about DigitalOcean, for instance, there you can top up the balance, and they will be withdrawing this money for droplets, the same as SD storage regularly. There is no possibility to pay with cryptocurrency, but you can pay with our cards. We have tested it and it works. We have topped up the card with USDT and then paid full balance in DigitalOcean for the amount required for you. And there you can top it up by a large amount that you need for monthly payment, so that withdrawals are done automatically. Anastasia is asking next question. It's not a question, but I'm still going to read it anyway, because that's the word of gratitude. Guys, you're great. Thank you for great news. It's super cool. I wish you success in implementing all your plans. Gladly accept it. And I send back the words of thanks to you and all others. Gennady, plus 1.34%. I guess that's the appreciation during this session. What is the podcast studio? Next question. If I give the floor to Igor to talk about the podcast studio, we are going to be stuck here for long. In fact, Igor has just organized in his office a super cutting-edge, state-of-the-art studio with different locations. You can watch it either in my channel or from the horse's mouth in Igor's channel. When he walked through all the locations throughout the whole studio, it looks state-of-the-art. It's not fully ready, but soon it's going to be ready, and we're going to make an overview. And you need to understand that it's going to be a room to create content, for daily content creation. There will be different nukes dedicated to different directions and products, and it's going to be done en masse when people will be coming to the office, and we'll take them from the meeting room to the podcast room. We'll get them seated and start talking to them, and it's going to be a room where we'll be creating content, a really cool, interesting, thrilling content with different people of the world, with the athletes, crypto enthusiasts, crypto experts, different exchange representatives, owners of businesses and blockchains. It's going to be a super interesting discussion hub. In other words, it's a room for the creation of content for different products and themes that we have. Thank you, Igor. Voladbek is writing next question. Voladbek, I remember how to pronounce your name, and I'll be happy to see you in person at our regular event. Those of you who don't know, I kept misreading the name of that guy at the previous AMA sessions until I was corrected. I've seen the studio and office. It looks terrific. It looks terrific. You deserve full respect from me, Igor, and I've collected 3 bagfuls of merch from you. Igor is writing, next question. Are you going to solve the spam transactions in DexSafe in Telegram? Yes, I understand what you're talking about in Telegram bot, I guess. Yes, we are working now with different filters, but so far, to be honest, we don't fully succeed. The story here is that often some spam transactions end up on the wallet, some microcents, for you to notice them and go and see what kind of token is that. We even, at our exchange accounts, we get unbelievable number of all sorts of tokens. They're called shitcoins in the world, but there are too many of them, and we look at the balance, we see millions and millions of dollars, but in fact they're just unknown tokens. It's a marketing strategy through which they attract your attention to go and buy those tokens. We're looking for different options how to filter off such spam transactions, but we have nothing to report about this as yet, but I'm sure we will solve it in future. Anastasia is writing her words of gratitude. Thank you very much again, Anastasia. Are you planning to launch DexNet Messenger? Jean Balat knows how to ask the right question. Jean Balat, I'm forced to decline the answer to that question. As soon as we have something to say, we'll say it. Okay, we'll skip it. We'll skip it, I guess. Okay, we'll develop it. Okay, we're going to use our ring to make it disappear. When airdrop is going to be credited? Igor already answered it. Closer to the listing, Martin is writing, can I buy X1 to make sure that with all the coins bought without any freezing to enter the market and enter the exchange? Very interesting question. He wants both buy the coins and use all of them without any lockups and sell them at the exchange. Any tokenomics, if it is well developed, be it a blockchain tokenomics, it never would allow you to get access to full amount of coins and buy it today and then you start selling it right away. It's never done like this. So it's impossible. The only option to get X1 coins now is by buying DEX notes. If you want to buy X1 coins, buy DEX notes and get as a bonus both tokens, DexNet tokens and X1 coins and 2 vouchers as gifts. So it's a great moment to buy both DEX notes and coins and tokens and vouchers. Thank you, Igor. I understand, Magdi, what you're driving at, but it's impossible. Yuri, where can we find white paper for X1? On the x1ecochain.com site, there is a white paper on the site itself. Yes, those people who have it at arm's reach, can you please copy the link to that white paper? I cannot enter my DexNet 1 back office for more than a month. What could be the problem? There can be all sorts of problems, maybe something wrong with your login or password, ending with your location. But I guess you need to approach the tech support that will help you with that, because we need to look at all the details and nuances of your particular case. I'm sure it will help you with that. Georgi is writing the next question. Super audit of a number of exchanges. There's a big continuation of the development coming. Thank you, Georgi. Jean Balat, when updating DexSafe, my assets will be preserved. Yes, they will be preserved. Your assets, anyway, are not stored in your DexSafe. They're in blockchain. DexSafe is just a decentralized suite or a client, if you will, that is connected to blockchain. It has no intermediary service or nothing like that. That is why it's just an exclusive suite which is running your assets which are located in blockchain. If you have a seed phrase, if you have the secret key, then all your assets are fully safe and secure. When the card will start operating and I'll be able to top it up with tokens very soon, very soon. With cards, we have some difficulties related to the fact that there is a stronger regulation of crypto market now. It is not complete yet, but it's entering the stage when banks working with cryptocurrencies start being shaken, and some of them were shaken so much that we had to compensate the lost balances of our users. Others are looking for options to survive. So with cards, very important thing, don't store on crypto cards, no matter whether it is our cards, not our cards, don't store there the amount of money that you're not prepared to lose or spend in an immediate period of time. Top them up only when you absolutely need to do so, because both in our case or in any other case of our competitors, it's not their cards, not our cards, and banks are not ours or theirs. That is why please be very extra careful about this. If I'm using crypto card, I keep there just some spending money, or if I need to pay a serious amount, then I top it up, pay it, and then I use very little on it just to fill up my fuel tank or buy a coffee. Oksana is writing, I would like to thank our technical support for your help, and I thank you for very interesting and inspiring AMA sessions. Without your questions, Oksana, such AMA sessions wouldn't be as fun. Now, next question about the cloud. I'm not aware that it has become operational. Tell me please what is already working now. Now, we already have DexPN, we have Dex Mobile, we have Dex Cloud for Android devices, and very soon you'll be able, the one for iOS. We'll make a separate post after the release. And DexSafe, of course. And DexPoint. Yes, DexPoint. But DexPoint is a case which is growing faster than we need it. Okay, let them grow. Corporate cloud is unique. Thank you, Georgi. Not that it is totally unique. Decentralized cloud, yes, it is unique. What we have encountered now is that the corporate sector now is fully, all of them are using Google. They're used to that, but they're afraid. And quite rightly so, because the decentralized storage is a different matter. It's following unusual standards of GDPR. It's still risky for them to keep their information on Google. So we want to make it both user-friendly and decentralized. It's not always the same thing. Decentralized sometimes can be user-unfriendly. That's why we have to dance our games and to make it as user-friendly as possible for corporate clients and not to lose our decentralized nature. Cloudovka Dex. Okay, can you tell us about the cards, when you're going to release them? I already answered this. We're working on it. Mikhail, can you please make additional phrase for the entry as like in safe? Mikhail, I cannot make any promises just yet, but we'll put it in the backlog as a good idea. Victor is writing next question. You promised some tidbits in the announcement. You mentioned that you're going to release one tidbit. I'm not asking when. Victor, we were talking about there is that we're going to launch USDT at 20% discount as well. And we're not going to do it until the end of that promo, but do it in September only. I'm sorry for doing it during the AMA session. I hope you're not going to take it against me to make it only for September. Yes, I think it's logical to have such a discount promo for USDTs. Okay, then where's our pen? Okay, we, like in Men in Black, we erase your memory. So the promo for USDT will work only in September. Let's see how it will work in September to make sure that it doesn't affect the exchange rate. So this promo will be open until the end of September, when you'll be able to buy the nodes with USDT with 20% discount. That is our main tidbit. Next question. 3 DEX nodes connected to the same Wi-Fi router don't have the same data ending up there. Yes, Vladimir, I think it is related to the installation of DEX nodes in Russia. At AMA session, you mentioned that there will be upgrade when buying virtual DEX nodes. But in real life, it turned out that there won't be any upgrade. No, Firaya, you can upgrade. You won't be able to upgrade it. You won't be able to upgrade it at the discount when the discount promo is over. Sergey Drozdovsky, how long will airdrop X1 will continue? How long will airdrop of X1 when buying DEX nodes? If you buy DEX node now, then coins will be credited to you one amount once. Like for instance, if you buy DEX node for 1500 for professional level, then you get 15,000 coins. This is one-off amount, but you'll be able to get it at a certain algorithm in certain increments. This is one-off story. Token DexNet, you will always get it credited because of the tokenomics. It's been planned for all. And as for X1 coins, you will get it in one fixed amount for each DEX node. Thank you, Igor. Next question from Yuri. Will there be services from third-party developers which will be accepting as means of payment DexNet tokens? Yes, we'll have this, and that's what I on the tangent mentioned today already, but I didn't go too far, I hope. Hello, Alexey and Igor. Well, why are you going to migrate fully to X1 EcoChain, or some of it will stay in BEP20? With time, we fully will migrate to X1 EcoChain, but we'll do it partially, one piece at a time, not to put too much stress on the system. But in our plans, we're going to migrate fully from BEP20 to DEX20 standard, because DEX20 is more decentralized than BEP20. Next, Sergey is writing, in Belarus, we can buy it officially through official exchanges. Yes, Belarus supports cryptocurrency. They even have Technopark and use cryptocurrency. But in that case, you become fully transparent for the government. Yes, thank you, Sergey. Georgi, it's very cool technology, and you're cool as well. Thank you. I wish success to you and all of us. It has been done for a reason. The development of technology, nodes, assessment and audit, and very good integration. Georgi, thank you for your kind words. Next question is in Italian. I'm not going to read it, Igor. Let me find it. Maybe that's a question about support of Italian language or Italian localization. Not so far. If somebody can help us with that, we can add Italian language into our suite of languages. If we have a large enough market in Italy, we can do this. We have already guessed about swap. We're not asking when. Thank you for not asking. But it's not going to happen anytime really soon. Because, not really soon, because we have other priorities that we are working on, but we have a general understanding how it's going to work. Alexander Spalmer, Alexey and Igor, thank you for your work and contribution. I'm happy to be part of DexNet family. Thank you, Alexander. Feeling is mutual. I'm the first owner of DexNode in Germany, and I'm very proud of that. Alexander, I even remember that video when you were unboxing the package with DexNode in Germany. Yuri, real champion. That was about your marathon, Igor. Yes, guys, wait for it. somebody will get in touch with you and you will get a full story told. I didn't know that there are so many champions who will end up here, but we'll release some information. He's writing champion, although he's well aware of this. Only though there are a lot of people out of the loop. Although we do have many people in the channel, but it would be great to understand how many people don't understand this. But I see that many people who are in the loop also wrote about this. How soon will USDT start after the mainnet start? I guess it was about question about the tether. Let's skip this question, Yuri, because I can tell you one thing. We are in negotiations with them. We are negotiating the potential integration with them. So it's a work in progress. Okay, let's release a spoiler. There's a preliminary agreement, but we need to regulate a number of misunderstandings. So it's a work in progress. Victor is writing, can you please specify claim X1 is done exclusively through DexSafe, or it can be done also through a site? Through the site, but from DexSafe. Because you have NPC wallet, which doesn't have seed phrase or private keys. Then you can do it only through DexSafe. There will be no other option, and that's our ultimate mission, to provide people with a product and service like DexSafe so that they would understand that there is something to use there. Whoever will be doing the claim, they will have to enter it through DexSafe. Gennady Deal is writing thank you very much, and for your support in my channel. Sometimes you're even more active than our tech support can process it. So Gennady, thank you very much. This is the kind of support that we require, not only us, Igor and I, are answering these questions, but somebody helps us in the chat. Next question, whoever is using our services in this world, the real sector of economy. Yes, Bagir, but the market is divided into the real and virtual sections. Gennady Deal is writing, Sanjar Group is top one. It's a fact, yes. They're top one. I know about Sanjar Group, but Dr. Sanjar is top one, according to the American Association of Lawyers, IPLA. Iman is writing, yes, we heard about this. It's really cool. Next question from Maria. When you're writing comments to something, I'm losing the context, because when I guess it's about white paper. It's the link to the white paper. AMA session and legal packaging of DexNet brand. Yes, Julia, thank you very much. Our team has just posted a link in Russian and English language, even with a quote from Dr. Sanjar. Right in the post, right here, below there, Julia has just posted it. While Mask is building rockets, DexNet is laying down legal ground for their projects to take off, because most of the people forget about the importance of the foundation. Yes, Dr. Sanjar mentioned it about Elon Musk. Alex and Igor, thank you very much for very detailed answers. We wanted to go over time for 15 or 20 minutes, and we're already 46 minutes over time. You're talking so much about validators. I also want to become part of them, but you answered before that it's unlikely that you're going to sell more validation keys. I don't understand half of it, but I'm happy to hear what you're saying. Thank you, Maria. In fact, to be perfectly honest with you, 99% of our community don't understand fully what is going on here. But I guess somewhere based on the confidence and trust, or sometimes there's an inner feeling or a hunch when people feel that they should be part of it. And the same is true about validation nodes. There was a part of people who really put their trust into it, and all those 500 validators were bought up in the first few seconds, guys, seconds, not minutes, after the release. Because people then didn't understand what was going on, but they realized that something was going on and they had to be part of it. And the same is true about everything that we're doing. Unfortunately, this is what our business is all about. We cannot reveal all our cards right away and tell you where we are moving because of the competition, and because there is such a saying, don't make promises that you cannot keep. So first we are prepared to keep our promises, then we make them. There are many people who talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, and we want to be taken against us. Tell us, please, where are you going to do the anniversary? Where are you going to do the anniversary of DexNet? We were thinking about this anniversary, and our idea is that it's more likely that the anniversary of DexNet is going to be done in a closed format with our team. Our staff will have a party somewhere. Maybe we'll invite CEOs from distributors companies. We'll also take maybe leaders from distributors companies, but we'll decide it later, and it will be upon the discretion of the distributors companies themselves. We want to have such celebrations for distributors companies separately for their communities. I think it would make more sense. Roman is writing next question. When the third round will start, because tech support is writing to us that the 5,000 gift coins will be credited before the round. That's a question for you, Igor. When the third round will start? Tech support says that my 5,000 gift coins will be credited before the round. Yes, the third round will start when we will start the launchpad page. That would be the start of third round. Node sale, that would be the title of that round. Not simply selling tokens or coins, but we'll be selling nodes. So that's why it's going to be called node sale. And when the launch pad is going to be started, we'll credit all the gift coins. Don't worry about the gift coins, because everything is fixed in smart contracts. You will get them for sure. Don't worry about that. Thank you, Igor. Pavel Vavrik, the counter on nodes, when are you going to release that? I guess we'll add it a bit later. We haven't started working on that assignment yet. We are planning to do that, especially considering the onslaught of new sales in August. We have many things to be proud of, but so far we haven't put it into our assignment track. Tamerlan is writing the next question. When are you going to implement the decentralized messenger DexNet? I see that you're decided to hit the mark with your question. Clear, formulated question. Tamerlan, because of the well-known reason, I'm going to erase the short time memory of people after this question. Okay. A lot of words of thanks. I'm going to read them anyway. Thank you, Alexey and Igor, for your energy and for what you're doing. We're all with you. Thank you, Tatiana Ferai is writing. Thank you very much. You're very special and light-hearted people. I wish you more ideas for the benefits of the whole society. Thank you, Ferai. You know, if you see light in me and Igor, it's more likely that you also emit this light. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. Thank you for noticing it. As for ideas, of course, we have whole shelf full of ideas. We had to put a stop to this idea generation because they're generated so quickly. Thank you once again, and thank you for wishing us more ideas. Julia, guys, you're really cool. Although most of the words I still don't understand completely, but I understand that there is a big future with your company. Good luck. Thank you, Julia. More words of thanks. Julia Chesnova shared a link to white paper. Lida is writing, Alexey, if I keep my money not on crypto cards, then where can I keep all my crypto assets? Well, you shouldn't keep your crypto assets on crypto cards. I'm sure you shouldn't store your crypto assets on crypto cards, and it's better to do it in Dex. Anyway, I'm not going to raise this again, and then we'll have to cut out this portion of the recording. I guess that when we get together on a personal ground, there are many things I would gladly share with all of you, but without cameras, without recordings or live sessions like this. And you will get the general idea, and you won't be asking such questions later on, because you'll have much better understanding of these things. Next question: can you increase the memory storage in DexPoint up to 20 gigabytes? There's no need for that. In fact, in DexPoint, we have bigger storage than in the cloud, and that storage is required only for the storage of the dump of memory of everything stored in DexNet. How do I put it? It's more like a backup storage. So basically, our cloud for backup is larger than what needs to be copied. We're not against giving you 20 gigabytes, then we'll have to pay more tokens for that, but there is no usability for the company for that. When there will be high load and there will be need for that, of course we're going to expand the 10 gigabytes to 20 or more. Lieber is asking a question: what about the cold wallets? It's not the safest option, guys. Don't trust cold wallets. I know it sounds paradoxical. Crypto enthusiasts might jump at me for that, but talk to the developers, not crypto enthusiasts, the ones who create wallets. Vera Tkachenko. Alexey and Igor, hello from Almaty. Hello, Vera. Anastasia Arlova. Tell me, please, how does the mechanism of update of virtual node work? Like, for instance, I bought it for 150 USDT and got 4,500 X1 coins. I want to upgrade it to 1,500 top value. After I upgrade it, how do I get the next? You will just get a difference. You have 4,500, and the difference between 4,500 and 15,000, you will get the difference between that, and you will have eventually 15,000 coins. If you upgrade it to the maximum value DEX node, you will just get credited the balance. Thank you, Igor. Anastasia, actually, it's quite simple. Lucia is writing. There are bonuses for the virtual node cards and DPN. Will those bonuses be prolonged? Yes, we are prolonging the expiry period for those bonuses. I installed my first DEX node. So there will be, of course, the early adopters in different countries. Sheikh here in Dubai was #1 owner of DEX node with 6 zeros and 1. I remember we were even taping the video at a birthday party. I think we gave him one. Yes, Gena gave him a toy helicopter first and then the DEX node. Yes, I remember. Firaya was writing about this. Yuri, may God protect you. Take care. We need you for a very long time. Thank you, Yuri. Roman is writing, can you please share the video about X1 coin from the Simpsons series, because I couldn't find it there. Yeah, there is a video. Because Simpsons always predict good things. Well, in fact, that's a separate story related to the theory of conspiracy theories. Maybe it's not a theory at all. Anyway, it's a thin line. Most people don't understand it, but if I find that episode from Simpsons about us, I will surely share it. Hello, when are you going to visit us in Kazakhstan, Almaty? I know, guys, so far we had no plans, but I like Almaty because I have some of my relatives living there. And I love Bishbarmak from Kazakhstan. I think the level of hospitality is unbelievable there. Yeah, a lot depends on you. We're prepared to visit you. Very, very hospitable city and people and the country. I love Kazakhstan. Alexey is writing next question. Hello, Alexey and Igor. How many virtual nodes have already been sold, and is there a possibility to get this information? Let me write back to you from my official channel, because they continue to be sold and I don't have this information at the tips of my fingers. And we'll prepare a post about this. I don't know. I'll think about it. Irina, can you send me information to personal account about virtual nodes? How many of them have been sold so far? Thank you. Next. Yuri is writing the next question. If there are many ideas but not enough fuel for their implementation, maybe it's time to launch tenders for third-party distributors and developers to add more services to ecosystem. Yes, Yuri, we're thinking about it. I see Igor is smiling. Grant program was exactly the idea about that. It's a super cool grant program. When Igor shared it with me, I was thrilled and impressed. Tatiana is writing words of gratitude. Okay, I'll read gratitude as well. Guys, thank you very much. I've always been waiting hard for looking forward to MA sessions. Irina just wrote back to me. I'm sorry, Tatiana, I'm going to read it. 515 virtual nodes have been sold in 1 month and 2 days. Thank you, Irina. Tatiana, next question. Guys, thank you very much. I'm always looking forward to AMA session because it charges me with energy and inspires me. The light of your energy is incredible. Thank you very much. You're super cool. Thank you, Tatiana. It's all the feeling is mutual. Sergey Shevchenko is writing the next question. I'm the first proud owner of DexNet in the Netherlands. Number one in the Netherlands. It's great. There are people number one owner in Kazakhstan, in Germany, in the Netherlands. It's great to collect the statistics, and somewhere maybe we can send out a gift to the early adopters. Next question. Good evening. Tell us, please, why DexCloud uploads files so slowly. Uploads files slowly. Okay, we need to understand what you mean by that, because I personally am using DexCloud and it's running lightning quick. I need to look at your particular case. Marat is writing, okay, the final question. Hello, why cannot I see my coins in EcoChain? Why cannot I connect the wallet to DexSafe? If you're trying to enter it by the same page of EcoChain like before that, wait for it because it's going to be updated. Some work is being done before the launch of Not sale is done. And as soon as it is updated, you will be able to get your coins. A bit of patience, please. Thank you, Igor. Guys, I suggest we finalize it. We wanted to do it in 1 hour, but we do it for 2 hours already. But anyway, we took all the questions and it's great. I saw almost 10% of all the DEX nodes sold in August. Yes, thank you, Yuri. September is going to be even hotter than that. September is going to be super cool. We see the dynamics there. So guys, I suggest that in September, we'll look at other results of X10 and X22, your current performance, because now is the season of everything going on there, and we are prepared for that. And we've been preparing the whole time for that. We were laying down the grounds and foundation to build now the walls of our Burj Khalifa. Maybe it will be taller than a number of Burj Khalifas put on top of each other. When people come to me in the past 2 days, who I've been meeting a lot of people, the people I meet, they cannot believe that it is so robust and cool and fundamental. They cannot believe it, but it's a fact. And we have invested a lot of time and resources and money, and all our energy was spent on that in the past 2, almost 3 years already. And it sounds like we started recently, and soon we're going to celebrate the next anniversary of the company. Thank you very much for that. I thank you for this participation. We've spent 2 hours with you, but the time did fly really quickly. I thank everybody for the questions. We'll see you at our next AMA session. We thank you for the success. Thank you for your personal achievements. And we'll try to make you happy with our achievements as well, because we have plenty to be proud of. And we are going to approach you with ready and interesting and exciting news, because we're preparing something really momentous at the next AMA session. You will get that tasty tidbit and you're going to enjoy it. So we thank everybody. Thank you, Alexey, for going the distance, for spending this 2 hours with us. It was exciting and interesting, and next time we'll make you even happier. Thank you, Igor. I thank my team, whoever was helping us to arrange this event today. I thank our community for your very cool questions. Yes, the 2 hours did fly really quickly, although we wanted to do it within 1 hour. Okay, guys, I hug and wish everybody success, and we're moving forward. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening.